few weeks ago, we were looking at doing a podcast on what a bunch of losers Kiwi sports teams were. The Silver Ferns lost the tiny Jamison Trophy to England. The White Ferns were in the middle of a 10-game losing streak. The Black Caps were losing to everybody. There was another NRL final without the Waz. The All Blacks went down to Argentina and then South Africa. There were probably more. Then last weekend.
White Ferns take your place as champions. So well deserved.
You better believe it. The three-peat is complete.
Oh, to be honest, I think it's still just sinking in. Yeah, this team has obviously got a few bad memories before my time of sitting on bench points to be able to get it done today. I mean, what an awesome day. Barcelona's just been absolutely amazing, and yeah, what an amazing feeling.
For Kiwi sports fans, it was 72 hours of nirvana. In the immortal words of Liam Lawson, holy shit, how did we do that?
Brilliant performance from Liam Lawson. What a first stint that was.
Oh, it's taken. Look for the big hit found mid-on, and India have been bowled out.
That should be it. So after 36 years, New Zealand win a test match in India, and they've taken a lead in this 3-test match series. They've dominated the game. They bowled India out for 46 in the first innings, and now have completed things, and in the end win by 8 wickets.
Could even be described as the best weekend of sport ever, taking out titles in everything from sailing to cricket, netball and even canoe polo. And it doesn't stop there.
It was a golden weekend of New Zealand sport, back-to-back-to-back wins on the international stage, owning the global spotlight. But wait, there's more.
Auckland FC have started their first ever season of A-League football with a 2-1 victory over Brisbane Roar.
Rogerson with the finish, and didn't he love that, the hometown boy?
Cyclist Ali Wollaston has doubled down in Denmark, becoming the first New Zealander to win 2 titles at the same track World Championship.
Just blown away, and yeah, still a little bit lost for words.
And we haven't even got to the best bit. It was a win in rural New Zealand on Saturday afternoon. That is maybe, just maybe, the sweetest victory of them all.
Thames Valley win the Meads Cup in 2024 by 37 points to 29.
Oh, I think it's got to be right up there, right at the top.
Park, Te Aroha, it's Thames Valley's day.
Oh, this is number one by far. It's amazing to see the women's cricket team. Fantastic to see Team New Zealand get it done. But to be honest, this was the main one, and we're just so blooming proud of them, and bring on next year and do it all over again.
Still not convinced? Well, the Prime Minister even interrupted oral question time in Parliament this week to acknowledge the win.
It's all part of our plan to rebuild the economy and get New Zealand back on track. And Mr Speaker, given the recent remarks, can it be remiss of me not to acknowledge the Thames Valley Swamp Foxes for their win in the Meads Cup on the weekend as well. Thank you.
Kia ora, I'm Amanda Gillies, and on the detail today, the Thames Valley Rugby Union, which is still celebrating winning the Heartland Championship Meads Cup at the weekend. It's been 29 long years since the team won a home final, so I've done a roadie to Paeroa, home to the Union headquarters.
We're in Paeroa, which where the union office is. It's been here for 20 odd years, in this building anyway, sort of opposite McDonald's in the main street.
Now, what are these? Got some rugby jerseys and stuff up here, little trophies. Who are these from?
Yeah, that's from Ross Cooper. Ross Cooper coached Thames Valley in the late 80s, primary school principal from Waikino. So he was obviously a very successful Thames Valley coach, and then he went to coach counties, John and Lama and all those sort of guys, and then from there he went on to coach the All Blacks for 2 or 3 years in the mid-90s. He's now the president of the union. He's a great man, and so he's obviously donated a few of his teams that he's coached to the union as well, which is pretty special.
That's Thames Valley assistant coach and former player Leon Holden. He was an injured player when the team, nicknamed the Swamp Foxes, last won a home final back in 1995. Warren Gatlin was the coach, Poverty Bay their opponents. Fast forward to last Saturday, October 19th, and Thames Valley were finally back on home soil for the Heartland Championship final, this time facing Mid-Canterbury.
A try scored! The Swamp Foxes respond.
This is what this side can do when they string some phases together. They are big, they are strong and mobile, their pack.
They had a massive day's travel, I believe. They had to leave Ashburton, I think, 8 a.m. to bus to Christchurch, to catch 2 flights to Auckland, to bus to Hamilton. So it's quite a big Friday, and most of those players would have trained on the Thursday night and been at work all week. We had the luxury of being in our own beds Friday night and turning up Saturday morning. So, yeah, probably us just, I would say.
Describe for me the feeling of that morning, just how nervous you were, and are there any sort of superstitions or anything you do ahead of the game?
Yeah, I'm very superstitious. But no, it was a very good build-up. We met at the Waiho Rugby Club rooms, which is 5 minutes outside of Te Aroha, and we had the whole place to ourselves. We had a meal together. It was a nice special time because this is the last time we will ever be together. From now on, we will never ever be together as a team.
Just why is that?
Oh, just once it's over, then other people come involved, and it's quite a special time as a group because you're together all year. So it was nice to spend that Saturday morning together, had a meal, and then strangely enough, everybody put their phones on a table, and there's no phones for 3 hours, and most of the boys played Monopoly and cards, which was quite neat. And then we obviously had a little walk through and hopped on the bus, and then just driving in was incredible too, with all the crowd and supporters.
And what were you saying to the boys? What was the sort of the advice or the encouragement, or what were you saying?
We were very conscious that they were coming to spoil our party, and we needed to be ready to meet that physicality and then fight them back. Not obviously like that, but to be ready for the onslaught. We actually were very calm because we knew we'd had a good season and we had our best team on the field, and we prepared very well. So there was no yelling or shouting or anything, so to speak. It was a nice calm build-up, and then the boys obviously, especially in the second half, did the job for us.
Just go quickly back. You said superstitions. What are your superstitions that you have on game day?
Oh, I have to have everything from the same pen to the same book. I have to sit in the same seat on the bus. I have to get off the bus last. I don't know why that is, but silly things.
And that morning, he and his boys received a special vote of confidence from the Prime Minister. Chris Luxon is connected to the team. One of his long-time employees is a big supporter, and the Thames Valley Rugby Union van also accidentally backed into his Crown limo outside Auckland Airport last year.
Today is the day. It is the Meads Cup finals day. It is the Thames Valley Swamp Foxes are going to get the job done. The conditions are perfect. It's going to be awesome down at Te Aroha today. You guys are so ready for it. I know you're going to get this job done. So I just want to wish all of the Thames Valley Swamp Foxes, all of your supporters, all the very best. Go win. Go get this job done. I believe in you. You've got it.
So with this encouragement, the boys took to the field.
The Mates Cup final of 2024 is off and running at Boyd Park in Te Aroha.
77 minutes later, Thames were ahead, but Mid-Canterbury were on fierce attack. And then the unthinkable, a Swamp Fox was sent off, yellow-carded.
That put things another level up on the anxiety point of things. Poor Finn McCall, Irish boy from Whangamata, he'd only been on the field 8 minutes, and I think we were on a warning from the referee for maybe pushing it a little bit too hard, and I actually thought the ball was out, but the referee's call always stands, and he picked it up and off he went. And that meant though that we were 1 forward short, and it meant that at the end of the game, when we had our the last scrum, we had to put one of our backs into the scrum to try and make sure we were still stable, and we were lucky we did, because the ball squirted at his side and he grabbed it and we managed to finish the game. So it was nervous times.
Describe for me that moment when the full-time whistle went and you realised for the first time in 29 years you'd won a home final.
Thames Valley, Meads Cup champions. There it is. There it is for Thames Valley, the Swamp Foxes.
It was pretty incredible. Just to see all the emotion from a lot of the older people in the stand, people who obviously been around for 50, 60, 70, 80 years, and then the kids, the joy. So it was good. It really is. I know it sounds cliche again, but for the province, it's quite cool, real cool.
It's amazing.
It is.
Were there tears?
Oh, there was tears. I had to put my sunglasses on after the game, I must admit. Big softy.
Yeah. And what about for the supporters? Did they just go nuts, run on the field? What sort of reaction was there immediately afterwards?
Oh, well, they did. I don't think we got off the field for about an hour and a half. We were conscious we had to get to the aftermatch by 6 o'clock, and we didn't want to leave mid-Canterbury standing around. It's a bit rude. But it was just really, again, all the people from the clubs coming on the field to see the players from their clubs. And we had a good range of players from all the 10 towns in the province. And it was really neat that those towns all got to come support it, because we're a little bit disadvantaged in Thames Valley, very similar to West Coast, East Coast, Bulla, where we don't have a major town, unlike the big cities of Gisborne and Timaru and those sort of places compared to us. So our supporters do have to travel quite a distance to support us.
What are the towns that make up? Because everyone thinks, Thames Valley, that's from Thames, but it's not. Where are the players from?
Right up Coromandel, right up the top of the peninsula, to the east to Whangamata, and then out to Hauraki North, which is close to the bottom of the Bombays. So it's a big province, and some of our players, Conor McVeary, one of our locks, he used to travel 2.5 hours to training every Tuesday and Thursday. So that's a massive commitment for a guy that runs his own electrical business.
Yeah.
Huge sacrifice, huge.
Any players MIA after the Saturday night, or are they all showing up and be pretty good form?
All showing up and accounted for. One or two didn't even turn up on Sunday because they had big meetings on Monday morning. Again, that shows you, how much these guys have to sacrifice. But I think they were all accounted for and all home in bed early, I think, on Sunday night. Well, I hope. Well, they wouldn't tell me anyway.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
In Coromandel, officials have pulled out all the stops to protect people from the effects of Cyclone Gabriel. Torrential rain and high winds are forecast in the region, and Defence Force and ambulance staff have been brought in from around the country to help with the response.
It's been a tough few years, especially after Cyclone Hale and Cyclone Gabrielle. It's been hit hard. What do you think it means for the people here?
It's really hard to quantify it, really. Like you said, there's been other businesses closed down because of the economic downturn. And times have been tough, and probably all through the country. So we're very lucky and fortunate that we've been able to give our communities hopefully a boost.
Yeah.
Anyway.
How important, though, Leon, is grassroots rugby and for New Zealand?
Oh, it's massive. And I know people always say that, but, look where our best All Blacks have come from. Dan Carter, Richie McCaw came from places, they grew up in towns of population of 1,000 people or less. There's a lot of All Blacks from this province. Carl Hoft, Keith Robinson, Kevin Schuller, who grew up in this province.
They all play for Thames Valley?
Carl Hoft and Keith Robinson did before they went off to bigger things, which is fine. People in the Heartland provinces accept that. That's just life, and that happens in any industry. Sometimes you have to move to further your career. And I'm sure New Zealand rugby appreciates it, but the amount of people who put time and effort into the game in the Heartland, population-wise, it's probably only, I wouldn't know, 10 to 15% of New Zealand's population is from the Heartland provinces, but they still have a job to churn out, Black Ferns and All Blacks, and even that, a lot of Black Ferns have come from this province, which, again, if we didn't have rugby and we didn't have provincial rugby, the All Blacks and the Black Ferns would be poorer for it.
Fantastic. And Warren Gatlin, you have a connection to him. Talk us through that.
Yeah, Warren, when he was starting his coaching, Willie Hitaraka, who was the coach in 1995, knew Warren and talked him into coming help with the Swamp Foxes. So he obviously did and left a big imprint with his coaching. And then obviously after that he went on to bigger and better things overseas in London and Wales and the like. So Warren's he still calls himself a Swamp Fox man too, which is great.
I want to know, why swamp foxes? Where does that come from?
Nobody actually really knows. Obviously, parts of the province many moons ago was swampy.
Yeah.
And I think it goes back probably to something like a silly drawing or something like that. But it used to be, for a long time there, swamp foxes wasn't a great name. People were sort of not embarrassed, but it wasn't, very popular. Now it's taken on a great quirky sort of thing, and everyone loves it, and everyone loves, hopefully love the swamp foxes, and a lot of people, look at the swamp foxes as their sort of second team, wherever they come from, because a lot of people do, live in Auckland, Hamilton. A lot of them have got batches in the province, so they have a little affinity, I guess, to the province, which is cool.
The day after their win, the Swamp Foxes were back in the community, celebrating with fans.
We really value all the support we've had from our clubs and our supporters and our sponsors. It's been a great journey, and it's good reward for people that hang in there. And at the end of the day, you do sometimes get the reward at the end.
Do you get any money or any bonuses or anything for winning?
No, we don't get anything. No,
but in fact, pride and honour.
Pride and honour. In fact, it'll probably cost us money when we have to go to the Ranfurly Shield. But that's the next challenge is for the union, how we manage that side of things. Yeah.
Probably the proudest moment of my footy career. Lifting that cup in front of a home crowd, packed. Just love it. Love our footy. Love the region. Good people, and it's just what it's about. It's what Heartland footy is about.
Mate, you talk about the crowd. There was over 5,000 of them today. How good was it to see people from all edges of the province come out?
Oh, it's awesome, and you've got everyone from Whiti, the locals, Waiho. You've even got a few from Opapini. Mum and Dad, I can hear Mum's voice in the stands, and she's yelling away. So just have a chuckle during the game, but just a great day for the Valley.
On the day I visited, it wasn't hard to find those fans near the union headquarters.
Absolutely sensational win, and the community in town are just so proud of them. And to sort of lead this out, and it's just we couldn't be more excited for them, and they bloody deserve it. So it's amazing.
How should this team be celebrated, do you think?
Well, closing the main street off and getting them down there. It's a bit like the America's Cup parade, really. We should be getting them out there and celebrating them, because it's pretty special. There's a lot of families connected to this team. They're a great bunch of people, and put them out there, celebrate them. So I think if Mayor Toby's listening, we should get amongst it and support them, and we'll be certainly outside throwing lollies and maybe a few beers at them as they're coming past in the parade.
Your boy plays for the team. How proud are you as mum?
2 years proud. Over the moon. Travel anywhere to go and watch them. What a feat.
Who was your son?
Hendrix Beasley.
And what did you make of the win?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, come on, 29 years in the making. Good to go.
And what does it mean for this district?
Oh, look, I can honestly say we're pretty much union and league here, but having them win, I think, has just put union back on the blocks for us in the Valley.
How did you celebrate?
Oh, that's not something I can tell you on the radio.
So what did you think of the game?
Oh, great win by Thames Valley. It was history-making. Yeah, really stoked for them.
What does it mean for the district?
Oh, well, a win like that is just fabulous. It gives everybody, something to look up to, and to do it again next year, hopefully.
Confident they can be defending champs?
Of course they can. Yep, of course they can.
So the fans have faith their boys can defend the Meads Cup, named after All Blacks legend Colin Meads. His daughter Rhonda was on hand to present it to the team on Saturday. Colin's son Glyn from the rival King Country Rugby Union told our producer Davina Zimmer the Swamp Foxes were worthy winners.
Oh yeah, it was good to see. It was good to see the whole day and how it panned out, the people at the ground, the support that was there, and the way the game was played as well. It's showing that there's a place for it. The people love it and they go along, they watch it, and even outside people come and talk about it and come along and watch too. So it's great to see. Great for Thames Valley. to achieve that. They've been fighting hard, for a few years now. It takes a lot of work and a lot of effort for a lot of people to achieve that.
Grassroots rugby, he says, is crucial to small town communities, but it's not always easy for the players who face daily struggles.
Work, family. I mean, young men with a family nowadays have, big ties that they struggle with to take time out of rugby because, they've got to provide as well for their family, so they've got to keep the money coming in. And sometimes, our amateur players, have to work Saturday morning, so they've got to figure out how to sort of go around those obstacles. And, when you're closer to the team, your local team, you realise all that and you appreciate their efforts for it.
So would more money help?
Oh, yeah, it's a tough one because you've got it at two levels. You've got your province that gets in and helps out as much as they can. New Zealand, obviously give funding to the provinces to do that. We are losing some slowly, the provinces from New Zealand, which makes it tricky. It's hard in smaller unions to get sponsorship all the time and keep, providing to our team. More money would help, yes, but I don't know that it's the total answer. It's just having a big team working to get that team on the field.
He finished by firing a friendly warning shot.
Oh, just congratulations to Thames Valley. Job well done. A note from King Country down here. We're coming next year. We're going to have a crack at it too, so we're coming.
Is that a challenge?
Yes, that's a challenge.
That's all for today. The Detail is a newsroom production supported by RNZ and New Zealand On Air. Thank you to Leon Holden, Glyn Meads and the rugby fans of Paeroa. This episode was engineered by Jeremy Ansell and produced by Alexia Russell and Davina Zimmer, who also interviewed Glyn Meads. I'm Amanda Gillies. Matua.